Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. Merry Witches New Year and the turning of the wheel, the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. It's actually a little later in this month, just with the way the calendar has changed. But this is when we do observe that time of year where we're letting go of the old and moving into the new cycle. And I don't have this light on tonight because they're not having any of it. They really want us to rest in the dark, and they want us to listen. This is what's coming through so strongly, that there's a need for people to kind of pull their energy back and just sit and listen. Be very still and get very clear in what their own voice is telling them at this time. It is really a big, significant, passage we're all going through. So I'm happy to spend this time with all of you, and really looking forward to getting back into this reading. But I just wanted to take a moment to actually, look at you, my full face. And I'm wearing this lovely ritual cloak that was gifted to me by one of my dear crones that I love and respect so much, Janet Molinari. So just really feeling wonderful, holding that beautiful, witchy energy next to me tonight. She's such a wise one, that Janet. I love her to pieces. I'm just really enjoying the energy. I'm really enjoying the energy that's coming in, and it's feeling really good to me. It's a lot of deep work, but it feels really, really fucking good, It feels like overcoming a lot of shit. Just so much shit, So I'm really looking forward to diving back into this reading. But I wanted to drop in for a moment and say hello and wish you a Merry Witches New Year. This is the time for setting your sights moving forward. What do you want to stir in that cauldron? What do you want to bring in? What is your vision? Start germinating those seeds now. The work begins now, not in the spring, when everything starts to sprout through the ground, and that's the thing, is people have such a fear of the dark, but really the dark is the birthplace of all light. So that's why they say the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. So there's nothing to fear about the dark. The dark has been really demonized in our culture, but darkness is stillness. It's quiet. It's peace. It's potential. It was your mother's womb, the safety of that. It's where seeds sprout. So there's another message, right, about that I'm trying to think of the right words for what I'm feeling. It's like that journey of Persephone, right? It seems like it's just a descent. She journeys down to Hades, but she eats those pomegranate seeds, and I believe she eats them willingly. She wants to. She wants to face all the parts of herself that she's rejected, all the shadow parts, and she wants to call them all back into her. She wants that growth. It's actually really juicy, you know? So even though it seems like there's nothing happening, you know, nothing that really seems like it's moving forward in the way that you envisioned, this is part of it too. You know, these challenges that we all face, they're part of it too. Maybe you can't receive your vision until you've cleared certain space inside of yourself. It's, you know, starts within you first. So, yes. So I want to get started and dive in, but I wanted to touch base with you guys first. And I got all the candles going, and we're working with orange lighting today just to be in the Halloween spirit, you know? And when we last left off, we were talking about the Virgo energy that was coming in, that was connected to this kind of secrecy energy, or, you know, things happening that aren't above board. And I'm really getting the hit that for Virgo, it's about people around them, you know? And I also feel like there's a lot of people around Virgo right now that are kind of like telling them what's what, but really with that Virgo, you know, hermit energy, okay, it's about turning within and letting the inner light guide you forward in your choices. So I'm just getting this read that, you know, you kind of want to know what the fuck is going on. That's the energy that's coming through, that I'm feeling in my body now. Like, what's going on here? And it's kind of like you're gearing up for this moment where, like, you know, when it's been dark in a room, you know, completely dark, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and they flip on a light switch. It's a little disorienting at first. If you've been resting in that darkness, it's kind of like that. There's this sense of you're going to get, you know, somebody's going to turn on the light for you, and you're going to figure out what's been happening around you. But there's a need to kind of like get some perspective. And this doesn't just have to apply to Virgo, but the Hermit is Virgo energy. I bring in the signs when I come across a major arcana card or a court card, because court cards are absolutely significators of people. So far, we only have one court card on the board, and that's that Page of Swords that we kind of have that energy like sequestered, like it's on a timeout. It needs to like purify a bit. So now is about kind of like clearing out what's within you, you know, so you can turn within and be aware of what's going on outside of yourself by, you know, purifying yourself of anything that's obstructing your vision or your willingness to have clarity and see what's really going on around you. But it does look like there's a need to kind of like pull the energy back, take a step back, get a different view of the situation. And we hadn't looked yet at these other three cards that flew out, so I'm just going to take a look now and see what we got here, to see how this energy relates to this need to pull back. I see that there is this like offer of partnership on the table, okay? There's this offer of partnership on the table. You got the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, okay? I would say that, you know, what's probably missing from this author, that's interesting. Author, Page of Pentacles is earth sign energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so here we got Virgo energy showing up twice. Okay, the double message here. All right, so I definitely feel like those who have strong Virgo placement should be live to this message. And when we're talking about strong placements, that's Sun, Rising, Moon, Mercury. Right now with the current astrology, Mars, Venus, and North Node. Because North Node is your destiny. It's what you're growing into. So a lot of times, even if you're not a sun sign, you know, you can still feel a lot of resonance with the energy. When we're looking at like the major arcana cards, even though they are associated with signs, they're more like an archetypal energy. Like anybody can really take on that energy. But when it comes to court cards specifically, they are always talking about people. They are there to provide an understanding of who you're working with, who's on the board, okay? So this is an author. Oh my God. Okay, in some way, there's an author connected to this. Someone who's a writer, someone who writes books, okay? Someone who writes articles, an author. And maybe it could be an Arthur too, okay? So it's just coming out really strongly. So offer is what I've meant to say. Probably an author is getting an offer or vice versa. Could be in relation to some work they're doing or some kind of partnership, you know, a business partnership. But, you know, it really looks like there's like dissatisfaction with this. And if this is about, you know, a relationship, because cups are showing up here, okay? The Four of Cups is kind of the base energy of that. We're really looking at like, it just doesn't cut it. It's a piddly off. Damn. I don't know what's going on. It is a piddly offer, okay? It's a piddly offer. It's not where it's at for you. You know, there's a lot of dissatisfaction here. And, you know, kind of some I'm going to stomp my feet and fucking hold my breath until I get my way kind of energy too. I mean, this is a really kind of like defiant stance. Looking back at spilt milk, you know, it's really pointless. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how dirty you've been done, you know. We've all been done really dirty in life at one point. I mean, you can sit there forever if you want and like hold a grudge about it and feel bad about it. Or you can do the smartest thing and you just move the fuck on. Don't worry about forgiveness. You know? Don't try to fucking forgive. Someday, you know, you'll come to terms with that in your own way, in your own time, and it looks different for everybody. Okay, so it's really just about respecting where you're at and not continuing to go over old ground, right? Okay, so it's kind of like this. If it's not where it's at, then okay, it's not where it's at. Then be okay with that. Okay, look at what's on offer. Oh my God, author again wanted to come out. Look what's on offer from Spirit, though. Spirit's holding out an Ace of Cups there. A new beginning. A new beginning. I'm getting in love, okay? So stop looking back at what didn't work out or isn't living up to what you hoped it would be. Because Spirit's trying to say, hey, you're looking in the wrong direction. It's trying to give you a heads up. So pay attention. Don't shut yourself out from what wants to, meet you and match your energy. This just isn't cutting it. It looked like it could be decent, when you look at it, in the opening, 2 of Wands with an offer, an offer to, build and enter into some kind of partnership, but it is a page, okay? So there's a little bit of immaturity, naivety when you got a page. It's not an offer coming in from like a, not even a knight, but it's definitely not king energy, or it's not queen energy, right? It's just a little something, and it's not cutting it. That's what it looks like. It looks like I'm not getting what I want out of this. And that might be why the resentment's there, If you really wanted, something to happen and it didn't go down the way you wanted it to go, and you feel like you got cheated out of what you deserved. But that's kind of like something that us humans really need to fucking drop. Like, who deserves anything? Nobody deserves anything. Okay. It's kind of silly, really. You just live your life and appreciate what you have and strive to be a better person and, do the work to call in what you're wanting to create for yourself in life and, have fun with what shows up and with whatever's a hassle, like, tell it to take a fucking powder. Like, you don't need to invest your energy. Don't waste time, like, saying, this isn't what I wanted it to be, and, let that get you stuck. Cards flying. Because that's not where it's at, man. You can do that till the fucking cows come home. It doesn't change what fucking is. It's just the reality of the situation. And you know what? I'm bringing it in now because it's like tugging at me, but the card just fell on the floor, and I'm sure it's in connection to this. I had a message come in earlier, and I don't. Yeah. Oh, this is okay. This in a moment. I had a message come in earlier, and it's very specific, but it's a grandmother energy and somebody who crossed over, and the names Serena and Edith are significant, which is very unusual names, names you don't hear very frequently. And there was a message that came in about it's very important to your grandmother that you stop accepting bullshit and really wanting you to stand in your power and do what she never had the courage to do. And that this is very important. It's a big piece of healing and kind of like breaking an ancestral lineage. I'm really getting the hit that lots of women in your family bloodline have like acted out this scenario of kind of turning turning an eye to what's unacceptable because it's just what you do. And whoever's grandmother this is, the energy coming in, and again, the names that I got in association with this was Serena and Edith. She's really wanting you to be very brave and stop taking this bullshit, because it's happened one too many times and it's gonna happen again. It's not gonna stop until you put your foot down. And she's with you, and she's giving you strength, and she supports you. She supports you. And you can feel her energy. You can connect with her energy. There's something that something of hers that you have. It's something that, it's very soft. It's very soft. I want to say it's like, I'm getting kind of an image of like something like cashmere, like a scarf or something, or maybe even a blanket, something you can hold close to you, and it comforts you, and it even smells like her, and it reminds you of her. So she wants you to, connect with her energy, drop in with her. You haven't done it in a while. You've kind of like gotten distracted, and she understands because you've been going through a lot of shit. But I wanted to make sure I brought in that message. I always bring in those messages when they come in. It's sometimes I feel like a little crazy when I do, right? But I've never regretted sharing a message that comes in like that. I am a medium. I do work with that energy. And so when I feel something really strongly and it's nagging at me, I need to speak it, or else I'm not being true to doing this work and the agreement in doing this work, which is my ego has to be out of the way. If I have to look like a fool to get a message across to somebody who needs to hear it, that's what I need to do. The clairsentience I got going on right now with that. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody needs to hear that tonight. Again, so with this, the card that landed on the floor is Five of Cups in reverse. And this is just echoing, that message of looking back on spilled milk. Like, it's pointless. Nothing can be done about it. People have a hard time sitting in the spaces when there's that big, great question mark over their whole fucking life, right? Well, sometimes we need to be at Bardo's, They say that when you die, you first go through a Bardo period before, you kind of get your next assignment. The Bardos are necessary. The places of not knowing are necessary. That's how we gain trust. That's how we develop faith. It's how we learn how to come into love in a very real way within ourselves, getting back to the source of who we are. So, you've been looking back for so long. It's like, just be here, just be with the fact that, yeah, okay, I was really disappointed. And you may have some grief that you need to process around that. But don't stay stuck there too long, Don't stay stuck in a story for too long. Like, it's kind of funny, like therapy. I have kind of like I think it can be like a good thing in the short term, but in the long term, I feel like it can just keep you, stuck in this story and processing stuff that, well, oh my gosh, did you see that? The dice just fell, and it fell on Snake Eyes. But it can keep you stuck in this story.
that doesn't even apply anymore. Can really put your life on hold. It's valuable to a certain extent, but at some point, just fucking move the energy. If you want a practical way for how you can move the energy, I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner too, so in everything I do, uh, my work fuses into it. Ayurveda fuses into it. Ayurveda is the science of life. And it's about mind, body, spirit integration and alignment and harmony with the macrocosm. We're just a reflection of that. We're our own little microcosm within that macrocosm. Ayurveda is just beautiful, and it takes really complex things and very much simplifies them. And from an Ayurvedic perspective, if you have been like, okay, well, I've been bawling my eyes out, and I've been feeling these feelings for so long, and I've looked at them from every angle, and I've gone through therapy, and I don't know how to get rid of this energy. Okay, there's a lot of need for just cord cutting and releasing old energy, just so you can have your own space back again, be fully within your own energy without all the shit you took on. And you can't just blame other people. You can't, okay? You make choices. Everybody has choices. You choose to take on energy because you get something out of it. That's the way people operate, okay? But if you're in this Five of Cups energy where you've been like looking back on spilled milk for so fucking long, it's kept you stuck and you can't move forward, take it to the physical. Forget about trying to work it out emotionally. Move it out of your body physically. If you're angry, go hiking. Take it to a fucking mountain and go hiking. And when you get to the top, just fucking yell at the top of your lungs and let it all fucking go and ask the earth to give you strength to release that shit. Song coming through, Erykah Badu, Bag Lady, You might need to call up Tyrone. Tell him come over, help you pack your shit, okay? Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta send an energy on and stop looking at where you don't feel fulfilled or where you feel disappointed or where you feel the loss, and instead turn around. I mean, I love to fuse science. It is metaphysics. The path of the witch is metaphysics. Okay? It's energetics. And where there's a void, something will fill it. So when you release, nature abhors a vacuum. It will fill it. It will fill it. But you gotta let go to receive. You gotta let go to receive. Remember, it's like that reciprocal flow, that reciprocal energy. Where you invest needs to be, giving energy back to you. But if you are holding on to something, are you investing? Are you giving energy when you're holding like this? You're not. This is a very stingy frequency. It's a very selfish frequency. Just work the energy out in the physical. Notice your body. Notice the patterns in your body. Notice where you hold. Notice where you contract. And where you notice rigidity, or you notice clinging energy or contraction, folding into yourself, open it up. Open it up. Soften, 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 soften. It'll help you feel your feelings too. And to be rooted in your feelings so that you can go to those deep places. And you can release your grief, and you can release your anger, and you don't have to get fucking destructive or dysfunctional about it. You can stay empowered, and you can fucking earth that energy. You don't have to hold on to it. You can move into openness, you can move into flexibility and recognize not everybody's going to be able to meet me. And they're in a different place. And who's to say it's wrong? You don't know, nobody knows. And that's the biggest problem right now. It's just inability to communicate our truths and for people to be receptive that, you know, we all have our own truths. We all see things in different ways. And none of it's wrong.